welcome to Truth Talkin Thursday. This is Jim. I'm Jane. And this is an exciting episode because this is our 60th episode. And I'm kind of excited about it. I think it's a milestone. It's pretty cool.
It certainly is.
And Jim and I were just chatting a little bit here, and I think it's a great idea. Jim thought it would be nice for us to just kind of recap why we do this, why we started doing this, and if it's changed. So, Jim, how do you feel about that? Do you, would you say that your idea of why we do this now has changed from when we first started?
No, I don't think so. And I too am excited about it. It's fun. It's always interesting picking my partner, my colleague's brain here, you know. Never really quite know where she's going to be coming from this week with what she's doing, so that's always exciting.
Why did you want to do this? What was your idea?
My goal for doing this hasn't changed. I thought it would be really interesting and really important, and because I appreciate where you're coming from too and how your mind works, I mean that sincerely. I don't. That's not tongue-in-cheek.
No?
No.
Okay, good.
The old idea for me was for us to challenge you, whoever reads or watches these, with the idea of learning something that you might not have known before, or confirming something that you always believed to be true. And it's not because we think we have all the answers to all the things. We don't. We're not close, but we do have some answers that may or may not be in your memory bank. We have different experiences by which we've learned different things, and some of those things you may not be familiar with, so there's an opportunity to learn something new. And that was always my idea. The goal was to provide information and a different perspective, with the idea of helping people pursue their happiness, whatever that means for them. I think happiness is probably the main goal that most people pursue in their lives anyway. My goal has always been to provide an opportunity for people to develop some new ways of going about their business that would lead them to a greater state of happiness.
I like it. And I think it's really cool because just listening to you talk kind of reminded me and cemented in my mind what idea I had. So I feel like for me it's all about awareness. And it's funny because when Jim and I first started visiting a couple years ago, we didn't record anything. It was just we were getting together and we were sharing thoughts and working towards something. And Jim always made me think. He made me think outside the box. He made me think bigger. He made me think more. He made me think deeper than I had ever done before. And at that point in my life, that was such a big thing to me because it was a growth and learning time for me. Everything was new. And I think for me, I could see the value of thinking outside the box and of thinking about topics that I hadn't previously thought about. Political things or just having an opinion. I never was encouraged to do that. And I think it's really, really important. I think it's so important for all of us to be aware and to have opinions. We're part of this world. This society that we live in and what surrounds us should be of importance to us. And I feel like I have some clarity for my own purpose now as well. And if there's one thing that I hope we can do with what we do here with Truth Talkin Thursday is always be real. Truth is a matter of how you see it as a person. And so to me, I always want to be real and I always want to be clear and I would say confident in my beliefs. But that does not mean that I'm not open to other ways of thinking and realize that there will be times I'll change my mind. And I think that's one thing I really appreciate about you. You have a way of looking at things that's not unlike how my dad always used to. When we had a dilemma, he would give us like 20 different options on how you could view the thing. And I think that's really important in order to get a well-rounded, well-balanced idea of a situation. And I think for me, that's what this Truth Talkin' Thursday has always been about for me. Awareness and encouraging myself to take a stand and be thoughtful, and hoping that inspires somebody else to do the same thing. Because I feel like my age group, especially us women, we're focused so firmly and so completely on taking care of others that we forget about ourselves. And that certainly isn't something for me, from this vantage point and everything that myself and my children have gone through. That's not something I want to pass on to my son or my daughter. Mm-hmm. It's important to have a mind of your own and to think for yourself.
Yeah, the key to me is to have the intestinal or the internal freedom to feel that you can do that without judgment, without resentment, without people punishing you in some way, without judging and all that kind of silliness that inhibits people, and to some degree prevents people from who they really are in the world and who mm-hmm. they really want to be in the world.
Sometimes it's all about the way something is said that resonates or clicks with us in our minds, and I think that's the whole reason behind doing something like a video live, mm-hmm. where I guess it's not really live, it is pre-recorded, but we don't have any notes, we didn't memorize anything. It's just real people with real thoughts communicating. And I think that in itself is huge, especially the male-female thing, to gather different perspectives on things. That has always been very important to me as well, to get the full story and to be aware of everybody involved, not just me or finding support for my opinion, but being open and aware to everything that I may or may not wish to experience in life.
Well said. I learn a great deal from my female colleagues and counterparts and all that sort of stuff, and I enjoy the learning piece.
Yeah, I think we're pretty neat as humans. The way we think, the way we act. Life is interesting, and that's not something that I was aware of before. And so I think it's great to be able to experience things and to experience different people and communicate and learn. I think that's a pretty amazing part of life.
I do too. I agree 100%. And I think it would be a pretty dull place and a pretty horrible existence if we all thought the same.
There we have it. Our reason for doing this: happiness and awareness. Those are two really big topics. I think we have our topics for the next couple of weeks.
I think we do.
Happiness and awareness.
So if you haven't, share this information with friends and stuff like that, or pass these clips along to people and share them that way, and encourage other people to tune in or dial in or send us responses and stuff like that. We're trying to kind of grow this little movement here now. That's our next focus, is to kind of, how do we spread the word out there and get it out to more people and have more people kind of dial in so that they can do the same thing as what we're doing.
If change needs to happen, it starts with us.
Absolutely.
And I'm all for that thought process. I think the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Mm-hmm. And you will not get different results by doing the same thing. So if your life isn't how you want it, then change it and make it what you want. You are in control. Have a great week.
Thanks for dropping by.